Yeah,
Like,
yeah. The recording is start. Hello, people.
okay.
Hello, people. Welcome to Magic Do. But this Magic Do is not normal Magic Do. It is a special version of Magic Do with Amina and Yasmin. Today, we are with our brother Yunus. Yunus, he will say more about him. We are not saying so much about him, but he is here for important, interview with us. And Eunice and us, me and Yasmin, and so many other people, more than 1 million people, we are a founders of Ombasive, which is a technology company. But Eunice, as everybody else, has his passion and his, something that he do. We will ask him his journey about a wisdom, a wellness, and worldwide sight. I want to say anything more. So I wanted to introduce you our brother Eunice. Eunice, welcome.
Thank you.
Eunice,
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Amina.
all right, all right.
Yes.
Eunice, before I pass the questions to Yasmin, I want you to
Okay.
say who you are in your own words.
Hello. Yeah. Um, okay. I get you. Yes. It was just one of the Google pages popped up, and so I got rid of it. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you saw that. There's a Google page that pops up all the time.
Oh,
Um, yeah. Okay. Give. Let's do that. Yasmin.
yes,
Is
tell us
Yasmin gonna
about
ask the
you.
questions?
Yes, Amina said, tell us about who
Okay.
is Yunus. Yes.
Just to explain
Well,
yourself,
I'm just a very
explain yourself who you are on your own words.
um, I'm just a very simple, ordinary, humble, and modest guy. I live all over the world. I try to as much as possible. Over the last 24 years, I've lived in 23 or 24 different countries, and it is and I have I live in Thailand mostly, but I also live in countries like the Philippines, India, um, Malaysia, Indonesia, um, and Sri Lanka. Whenever I can, I live in a different country as far as possible every month. But generally, I always come back to Thailand because Thailand is Thailand, Pattaya. I love Thailand and the convenience of Pattaya in Thailand. So that is why I live here most. But I've been doing this, and it is my goal to live in a different country every month continuously. Right now, I'm not in that position to do that, but that is what I'm aiming for. So I'm working towards living in a different country every month. Right now, I do that. I'm very happy. I'm very grateful. The fact that I can do this with what I have. I know that there are many, many, many people all over the world that there's a lot more money than I have, but they don't travel the way that I do. I'm I'm grateful that I'm able to travel and live in different countries every year, maybe 4 or 5 every year. So every year I go to the Philippines, I go to India, I go to Vietnam, I go to Myanmar, I go to all the surrounding countries in Asia because it's very convenient for me. And it is a lot more easier to do that from where I am. So yes, this is what I'm working towards. I'm not very materialistic. I'm not saying that I don't like money. I do like money, and I need money to be able to do this. So yes, I am a member of One Passive, and I am going to. I am going to. I'm not saying I want to or I will. I am going to do that regardless, because It's not something that I'm hoping for. It's something that I am going to do. Definitely. I I don't have a house. I don't want a house. I don't have a car. I don't want a car. I live very simply the way that I am. I live in apartments in every country that I go to, and I do everything myself. I'm an ex- I'm an extremely healthy person, and I'm very grateful to the fact that I'm very healthy. And I'm healthy not just because I say so, because I take care of myself. I'm not an extremist in anything. Of the fact, good nourishment, good clean water. I don't go to gym. I'm not interested in gyms. I'm not interested in cars. I'm not interested in houses. I've had all that. I've had many homes. At one stage, I owned 7 properties at one given time. At one time in my life, for about 35 years, I drove a brand new car every second year. I had 2 brand new Mercedeses, and nothing has changed me. It's things that I did, and it just, everything was easy. I was in real estate for about 15 years, involved in property, not development, in the sale of property, resale of listing property and selling property. So I was very successful in there. While I was in property, I won a brand new Mercedes. But it wasn't only for me. We could all win a Mercedes. And there were 20 of us. We were staff of about 30. And I, in the first 6 months, won this Mercedes. And after that, I bought my own Mercedes. So I've had 2 brand new Mercedeses. I've changed my car. I've traveled a lot, but I haven't done some of the countries that I would like to do. I'm not so much interested in Europe and America. I'm more interested in South America, the Spanish speaking people, the Portuguese speaking people. And I love Asia. I love Asia because people are nice, are kind, are honest and decent. And I'm not saying other countries are like, but I know I've lived in the West. I've been to America. It's not a country that really interests me. I've been to Italy in Rome. It's very nice. I'd go back to Italy. I love Spain and Portugal, and I'm going there when the time is right. There's a time for everything, and I have goals to do all these things. I have goals, but I live my goals in such a way. I speak my goals into reality. I I speak to myself the whole day, every day. That's why I like being alone. I love alone time. So I believe in the power of I am.
All right.
I am is the position of where we create from. Yes,
Yes,
Amina.
Yasmin.
Yeah. Yes, Yunus, thank you for accepting our invitation. You are one of the friends who inspired me. In fact, without you knowing, I was following you. I like people who travel, the nightlife, the seaside, the food, everywhere. For many years, that we were not even friends and we were not talking because I love traveling. And usually, the only thing which stops me is I'm afraid to travel alone. So all the time, I'm thinking that I need to go somewhere, and I say, "Who you want to go?" So every time I encourage myself. Yunus also travels alone. He goes far, Asia, everywhere. So it was really attracting me, and you inspired me. Thank you so much. So you have been spent many years exploring the world while maintaining a lifestyle centered around longevity and wellness. How have you been your travels influenced your approach to healthy living? What's the secret?
Yes, man, everything is possible to him that believeth.
Yes.
And I say that, if you want certain things, write them down. Make a list of all the things that you want. You don't have to worry about the dates. Just have confidence that you can and you will. I don't like the concept of I will do that. I never say that. I always say I am doing that. I am going to do that. So what happens is, did you see what happened now? So you see, I will is open mind, open ended. There's no end to it. So I never use the term I will go to Brazil. I say I am going to Brazil. It's a conviction. I never say I want to do this. I said I am going to do that. You see, when I say that I'm going to the supermarket, I'm going to the swimming pool, you can see that I'm going to do that. It paints a picture. It creates a visual picture. So when I say I'm going, it is a more firm commitment. You see, everything has a time and place, and I know that it will happen. And I know that it is happening right now. I know that everything that I need and want is on its way to me now. So it will be achieved. It is being achieved. And that is the way that I don't have goals where I say, I will do that. Because you cannot have a goal that says, I will do that. I will goes on forever to eternity. There is no end to it. So your mind does not know I will. Your mind knows I am. And I say I am. I believe in the power of I am. I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going to Costa Rica. I'm going to um, whatever, Rome, Italy, Portugal. I'm going to those places. See, many, many years ago, when I had nothing, um, when I was watching movies and I was still a laborer, because in the first few years of my life, I was just an ordinary laborer because I didn't have a good education. So, generally, when you don't have an education, you feel um, you feel threatened by the fact that you can't get a good job. Right? Where there's all those limitations. So I did not know what I know now. So for years and years and years on end, starting in around about 1972, I was invited to an opportunity meeting. And what happened there was the business that was offered to us is a business that I joined, but the business came with training. You had to do a certain amount of training. It was there that things changed for me dramatically. Well, not overnight, but what happened was I did a 5-day training course, and the course was designed to take the limitations away. The course would start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it will run till 12, 1 o'clock at night. And they did that deliberately because they wanted to show you what is possible. And it was there that I learned about attitude and personality and goal setting. It was there that I met people like Earl Nightingale, and Zig Ziglar and all these people. So from that time onwards, I started teaching myself. I started reading, buying books, CDs, tapes, 8 tracks and 9 tracks. I bought all kinds of tapes. It cost me a fortune, but I kept on listening to this thing. And even though it seemed like I wasn't listening, I was listening because I played it all day and all night. Even when I was brushing my teeth or in the shower, I just played it. And it went in over and over. I listened to the same thing. I still do the same thing. So I bought many, many books. And I've had many, many great teachers. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson, Louise Hay, just to name a few. These were all my teachers. Though I have not met them, they have taught me great many lessons. So there are people like uh, Jalaluddin Rumi. The Muslims call him Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. In the West, they call him Mevlana Rumi. So I've learned a lot from him. He's one of the great mystics, one of the greatest sages that ever lived. And his work is fantastic. So, I love listening to meditational music the whole day, every day. In fact, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's playing right now. Maybe I should put it off. Can you hear it in the background?
No, we can't.
Is it?
No, we
No, the
can't.
classroom has
Hey, can you?
noise, background noise ceiling. The stream has that.
Okay, all right, yes. So I'm always listening to anything that is healing, educational, and it helps me to grow and become a better person, a better self. So I constantly listen, read. Every day I read, every day I learn things. I never ever stop learning. You must understand that I never really went to high school. When I say really, I only went to high school for 1 year.
Mm.
So everything that I come from the school of life.
Yeah.
Some people say they call it the school of hard knocks. Now I never in many ways I'm very happy that I never went to high school. I never preached. I never did college or university. I did many training courses and seminars and webinars. I went to training courses nonstop. But I then eventually became an assistant trainer. I became a not a like what they call it. I can't get to the term, but I've been training people for the last 30 or 40 years. I shared my knowledge, and when I was in real estate, I also opened my own company, and I had a very big company. I had more than 25 people working for us,
Yeah.
and all those people that came through me, all those people that started their own business were trained by me. So people always ask me, can you teach me this? Can you ask me this? And most of the people that I trained, although I do have a fee, I have most of the people that I trained and help, I never charged them a cent. It was all free. They used my space, my office, my tea, my coffee, my tea, my toilet rolls, everything, the phones, everything they use for free. I trained them and I gave them space. And some of them did okay and some of them didn't. But some of them are now living in countries like Australia and Canada and in different parts of the world, and they have their own business. And when they see me, they say to me, you know, Yunus, it's because of you that I did this, that, and the other. And I say, no, it's not because of me, it's because of you. It's your determination. You know, we all have a certain amount of determination of what we want to do, how we want to do, and when we want to do. Some people are more serious. You see, most people in the world, they have dreams and they have wishes and they have hopes. And that is all that it is, dreams and hopes and wishes. If, so it has to be written down. I know that, with all the training that I've done and all that I've learned over the many years, in all these books, there were always goal setting in there.
Yeah.
And it was always at a time limit, and you must ardently decide, and you must look at it every day. I do some of those things, but I don't do the one part. I don't do anymore. I don't put a time limit to it.
Yeah.
I allow it to happen. I leave it up to the universe, and I know that it's happening. But I love my words. Let me give you an idea of what I mean, what I'm saying. When I say I want to, or I'm going to, or I am living in a different country every month, then what I'm saying, then this is the way I would write my goal. I am now traveling. Let me just see. Now, a lot of goals is a lot of us only set a goal with money because we feel that only with money that is possible. That is also not true. And I used to do that all the time, but I don't anymore. If I want something, I ask for it. Because there's only one power, and I'm part of that power. So what I do is I create it in my mind. Because when it's created in my mind, then the word becomes flesh, you see. So when I say I'm now traveling and living in a beautiful different country every month, And I always travel first class and or business class, regardless of the money that I have. And I live in all the best areas, in all the best locations, in all the best positions, always enjoying the most magnificent views and surroundings. Living in first class accommodation with all the best facilities for a very comfortable, happy, relaxing, and peaceful stay and holiday wherever I go and journey to. That is the way I write
All
my
right,
book. Everything that I write
all
like
right,
that. So if I wanted a Mercedes, I would write it in that
all
sense
right.
too.
Yes,
Yanis,
you're
Okay?
right, yes,
uh,
you're good.
I have never been business class because most of them I was a mom, single mom, paying all the bills, struggle. I never afford that business class. I really like it, for your journey that you are telling me. Very wonderful. But Eunice, all the people on social media, on a
Yes.
websites, on newspaper, on television, they are talking about happiness. Be happy. No, don't worry. Things will get sorted themselves. Be happy. So, as Eunice, that you are traveling all those countries, that you have seen all those
Yeah.
people around the world, how you define
Yes.
a happiness.
To me, happiness is just a state of mind. I can be happy anytime, even if my mother died right now, I can be happy. It doesn't mean that I disrespect her. My, I'm not married, but if I had a wife, and I've had many, many girlfriends, I love women. It's one of the most beautiful things. I can never get tired of beautiful women. Really, I love women. So, I've been in situations where many people have died. I have many friends, and many of them have died. Many of them were younger than me. Two of my close friends were doctors, and they died. And although I didn't see them every day, but we know one another for many years, and we even used to play cards together. So before they were doctors, I knew some of them, and happiness to me is not dependent on this or that. When I have a car, I'll be happy. When I have a home with 17 rooms and it's well furnished and all the children are at school, I'll be happy. I don't need anything. I don't need substance or material things. I'm happy now. Happiness is created by me. Happiness is not dependent on anything else or outside or substance things, like things people must have this, whether it's alcohol or drugs or, they need to do something to be happy. Otherwise, they can't be happy. So to me, happiness is just a state of mind. I'm happy anytime and every time. So I watch what I say, what I think, what I do. I watch my emotions, my thoughts, actions, and emotions, and I control my attitude and my personality. Because if I don't, then I'm leaving it out to up to everything else. You see, I'm the most important person in my life, and if my head is right, the whole world will fall into place. So I saying that some people say that I have somewhat of an selfish outlook on life. You see, just like Amina and Yasmin and myself, we individuals, and we are each the most important person in our lives. So when your life is good, everything around you falls into place. People see what you do, how you do what you do, when you do, why you do. And what happens is they want to know, how do you live so well? How do you so happy? Why are you so healthy? A lot of the things that we do, um, or most of what we do, is dependent on how we think and know and believe.
Definitely.
Because I'm very healthy, and I do eat healthy foods. Like I eat a lot of raw foods. And I only eat once a day. And I've been eating once a day for the last 35 years or so. I've never been interested in eating breakfast or sitting down for lunch because I've always been working. When I was hungry, I would just get something light in the shop, a packet of peanuts, that would be sufficient. So, so I eat one meal a day. Um, all the things, I don't know if I should mention this. All right, let's just leave it at that. You can ask that question later on. So happiness is a state of mind.
Yeah.
Happiness is a state of mind.
Mm.
You can have anything, we, you know I said to Yasmin last night, um, because we were speaking about her earache, and I said to her, I didn't say it, but anytime anything happens to me, whether it's an earache or a toothache or I bump my knee or something like that, anything that happens, I always ask, what is the reason that this is happening now? What is the universe? What is the law? What is in about me or my nature? What is causing this to happen now? And that is the first part of healing, is taking responsibility. You see, I can say it's not my fault, but I always have to come back and say, then why has it happened to me? And I can tell you what happened to me twice in Thailand. I think it was in 2009 and 2010, or 2010 and 2011. In both those years, I had a motorbike accident, and in both those times that I had the accident, it was not my fault, according to law.
According to law, yeah.
According to, there are different laws, right? There's the law of religion, there's the law of the government, and there's the laws of your house where you live. We all have laws that we live by in it. So according to the law of the land, it was not my fault. I was with my lady friend, and she was taking me to places to see, and she saw the sky in front, and something happened, and we fell. And I'm the one that got hurt the most because I was sitting at the back. But after we fell, a motorbike at the back also fell, and that motorbike skidded right into my back. Now a motorbike is quite heavy. All right, so
Yes.
I got up there, and I went, and are you there? Um,
Yes. Yes.
I went and I sat on the pavement, and the first thing that I said was, "Why did this happen? What is this trying to tell me? What is the lesson that I must learn?" I never said it's your fault and let's go to and let's do this. The lady that I was with, she was fighting there. I said, "I'm not interested. I don't want anything." I just left it at that. What is this trying to teach me? What is it about me that caused this to happen? Because I'm involved here.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it
That's true.
in my karma or my dharma? Because I live a life. And while I live my life, I'm creating things. I'm doing things. I'm interacting with people. So, what is it about me that's creating this to happen now? Now, I never got the answer. And maybe the answer will come to me. But maybe it's just something that I'm paying back that I did some time ago. You see, a lot of people, they don't believe in past lives or incarnation. But
Yes.
last week when you were sleeping was your past life.
Yeah.
Because every night when we go to
Yes.
bed, we go into
Yes.
the small death. So every
It is.
yesterday is today's. Today is
Ah.
yesterday's tomorrow, but it was my past life. So we have past lives, and we create things. And I remember what Neville Goddard says. He says that we kill, we destroy, we build, we create, and we make alive. And we do.
Hmm.
I could never understand that. It took me a long time because I've been listening to him and reading his books for quite a few years, and I couldn't understand it. But eventually I got the idea. So every time you say you cannot do that, or they say they cannot do that, I don't want to say that I use other,